Ladies and gentlemen, this week's episode is all about debunking the shortcut to success myth people try to sell you by revealing the correct definition and path to success for all of us. No fake shortcuts, no bullshit, just reality. This brings us to discuss conditioning, what the status quo expects from us, and finally you get to taste the most epic and artisanally crafted Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuit comparison you've ever laid your ears upon. So good you can smell it. Let's start the show. Ooh, easy peasy lemon squeezy, ladies and gentlemen. This is the American Reveille podcast, and I'm your host, James Lane. And this, my friends, this is the new way the show's going to be opening. No more 2-minute theme music like I'm walking to the ring at WrestleMania and shit. No more phone call from the end of the Matrix. Straight to the fucking point. So, folks, it's been a weird week. If I get one more ad on YouTube for wireless solar power banks, I'm going to throw my monitor off the fucking balcony. I don't need a wireless solar charger, and I don't want a wireless solar charger. I think I have enough shit, and I think we all have enough shit. And the key word there is shit. These things probably cause testicular cancer anyway. They're probably going to explode near your balls, or your femballs, or whatever junk you rock. Just don't put it near the wireless solar power bank, okay, guys? And I'll tell you something. It's nice for a change getting ads for things I don't want, as opposed to Big Brother, the Majestic 13, and the Lizard people listening into my phone calls so that they could triangulate my location, extract my cerebral fluid, sleep it down, suck it, literally suck it out of my cerebrum, suck my wants and needs out for advertising purposes, taking this fluid down 32 stories down below the Dulce Mesa mountain range where we get back on track with my material. Sorry, Alex Jones. This episode is so graciously titled There Is No Spoon, and though it may seem like an excellent setup for a Comic-Con-esque gathering of Keanu Reeves fans, no! This episode is all about breaking down barriers, destroying the illusions that we were sold growing up about what it means to be a good citizen and a good American. Folks, I don't know if you're going to want to hear this, or even know this, but I'm going to make it clear. I don't know who the culprit is, but somewhere, somehow, we were sold a line of bullshit. We were made to be fools as our minds were slowly trained over time to accept our new programming. Over the decades, invisible shackles delicately placed upon our wrists and ankles, slow, sneaky, silent, subconscious saboteurs psychologically burrowing deep into our cerebrums. Folks, this shit's real. It's not a fucking joke. Think about it. Think about your credit score for a second. That's a good one. Let's start there. Close your eyes. Imagine your bills. I want you to imagine every single bill you have that affects your credit score floating in front of your eyes right now. Keep them closed. Think about that. Think about the number. You know what number I'm talking about. What is it? 720? 680? 450? Cringing yet? How's your stomach feel? That feeling right there? That's one of those shackles. It doesn't feel right, does it? No, I know. We have no choice, don't we? No, or do we? Well, I don't know. Now, let's get one thing straight. I'm not trying to cause any discourse here, okay? I'm not saying you shouldn't go pay your bills or quit working or some other shit, but what I am saying is the system's set up almost like a prison to keep the cogs from coming loose and disrupting the machine's operation. Doesn't it at least seem that way? Some people go their entire lives so wrapped up in the stress, the worry, the self-enslavery from these invisible psychological shackles that they blink and their time is run out. Life is over. Imagine being on your deathbed, folks. Imagine dying in bed and knowing you were just hours away from closing your eyes and never opening them again, and your one regret was that you never really lived. Look around you. That's most people. That's what we need to change. That's the American Reveille. Wake up. there are all kinds of people out there right now preying on people too. And that's why I want you to know that you're never going to find an online course on my website or some shitty fake PDF that you have to pay for. I've actually achieved the shit that I talk about, and I've actually done the things I say, and I have the evidence. So as we continue this journey, I think you'll be quite happy to find some community here, not just some fake ass bullshit, some snake fucking potion peddler trying to take your money. That ain't happening. So I want you to know, and yes, I am talking to you. I am you. I want you to know that there is absolutely a way out of any bad situation. There's absolutely a way to break free from your rung on the ladder and move to another one. Not just up, but any rung on the ladder you're looking for. If you work at Denny's and you want to work for NASA, and please come at me for this, I mean this with all my heart and soul. If you work at Denny's and want to work for NASA at the level that your capacity can take you, it isn't impossible. It really, really isn't impossible. It's just really, really, really fucking hard. Look, I worked at Miss Field's Cookies once. I worked at Sam's Club pushing shopping carts. I've done landscaping, roofing, tarring, plumbing, junk removal. I used to sell porn on floppy disk when I was in high school. If anyone remembers those little 3 megabyte motherfuckers there. Look, I know you think I'm going to tell you that I now live some illustrious life as a podcast host, but no, folks. I do have an MBA, and I do have a career in aerospace, and I'm also a PhD student with a 4.0 GPA, and call me out on this shit. I'll back it up for you. I'll show you the credentials if you'd like. You can email me. I did months of night school as a senior so that I could barely graduate high school. Barely, okay? The shit I talk about isn't impossible. It's just really, really, really hard. And that's the big secret. That's the big shortcut. And folks, I'm about to blow your fucking mind. Are you ready? Are you ready to have your mind blown? Blown the fuck up? Listen. Listen to this shit. If you spend all your time looking for the shortcut, looking for the quick path, the instant gratification, by the time you realize that there is no fucking shortcut, it's too late. The hard work you could have done, the hard work you should have done, and would have, it would have been the shortcut all along, wouldn't it have? It's pretty fucking ironic. Maybe we should get Alanis Morissette in here, huh? This, I just dated myself. This is all shit that a lot of people know. And I want to stress something. I'm here because I want to be here. I want to build a community. I see all these fake gurus and shit out there selling their fucking poison. I just want you to know that any credential, any question, anything you want to verify, email me directly and I'll clear it up for you really fucking fast. James Lane at AmericanReveille.com. I answer the email personally. So I'm going to make this real clear. I'm no guru. I'm no scientist. I'm just a doctor in training. You might want to call me that, maybe, who's been through a whole bunch of shit. And I might be able to help some people right now and maybe even help myself a little bit. Let's see what happens. So this episode isn't necessarily about the phrase "there is no spoon," but the explanation of its symbology. At 12 years old, I watched a young, bald, monk-like boy look up at Keanu Reeves and utter the words, "Do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth." Keanu's like, "What truth?" And the boy's like, "There is no spoon." Whoa. Then you will see that it's not the spoon that bends. It's only yourself. Yeah, I know. But anyway, this is one of the truest quotes I know. And please understand. Yeah, I did just read it like that. Anyway, please understand, when being abused, many people develop a profound ability to imagine. We use it as an escape from reality. It's our old survival mechanism. When I saw and heard that scene and those words, I never knew it would be a keystone in the foundations that changed my life in the future. And I want you to do me a favor. Again, I want you to close your eyes for me. Are they closed? Let's do this one more time. Good. Take a deep breath. Relax and ask yourself right now at this moment, what do I have control over? What do I have control over? Do I have control over my boss? Do I have control over my wife or my husband? Do I have control over the government's response to the coronavirus, or do I have control over the moon? No, what do I have control over? The only thing I have control over are my own thoughts and actions. Keeping that in mind, how do I change my life for the better? How do I change my life in any direction I want? This is the real life hack, or whatever you want to call it, the real cheat code, the back down forward low punch for all my old school nerds out there. Swallow your fucking pride, find something to fight for, and change yourself to get where you're trying to go. That's it. There's no time for stubborn, entitled bullshit. Life's too short. It's too precious. You need to break yourself against life. You need to bend yourself. The only thing you have control over, there is no spoon. There is nothing other to control besides yourself. What has to happen? What has to happen for you to shut the fuck up and take control of your life? Wasn't this pandemic and the ensuing economic consequence enough? Wasn't that enough to make us realize that we have to take control of our destinies, of our freedoms as individuals, functioning within a community? I'm fucking giving it to you. Everything I've learned. And I want nothing in return, just for you to gain something from it, so we can better our species, so we can be better human beings, collectively and individually. So stop paying for shit. You don't need courses, you don't need seminars, you don't need the shit that sounds too good to be true. Guess what? That voice inside telling you it's bullshit, that's your gut. It's here to help, okay? The shit you pay for, it's usually bullshit. They psychologically manipulate you into believing it's more valuable because you're paying for it, when in fact, it's just scraps of shit you already know, dressed up like dog shit dipped in gold paint. Folks, how do I know this? I do have an MBA. I did learn how to do it myself, okay? I know how to spray paint the dog shit too, okay, guys? So this is the turning point. This is where you have to say, enough is enough and it's time for a change. Pray you don't have to learn humility the way I was taught. Pray you don't have to learn of your flaws in one of the hardest ways. In fact, let me rephrase that. Pray it doesn't take something horrifying to get you off your ass after you've had 1,000 opportunities to change. I'm telling you this now to save you years. It took me over 4 years to change, and I'm still going. And after that, years of blaming others for my own shortcomings? Listen, you can't blame anybody but yourself. Learn from me. Skip these steps. Save yourself the time. Take the life jacket. I'm handing it to you right now. Look at it. I have this orange ugly ass life jacket. It has a nylon feel, okay? It's orange. It smells like old gross water. It'll save your fucking life. Please take it and put it the fuck on, because your boat, it's gonna capsize from time to time. You'll need it. So buckle the fucking straps too. Clip the clips, all right? Don't tuck it in and half-ass this shit. Fucking put it in the right way. Put your life jacket on. Swallow your pride. Look in the mirror and let's start making the changes necessary to get you where you need to be, where you were put on this earth to go, so that you can fulfill your duties here, whatever the fuck that might be, so you can take some joy in your purpose. Finally, for once, that's where you find the true feeling of success, not in the money, in the purpose. It's the work towards that purpose that brings you the joy and happiness and peace. All right, look. If you were handed the shit end of the stick, I feel ya, and I know it's garbage, but it's time to stop being butthurt, all right? I know you got the shit end of the stick, so pull the stick out the butt so you won't be so butthurt, and go wash the stick in the bathtub. That's gross, all right? The fuck's wrong with you bringing a stick in the house covered in poop? Listen, as Admiral Akbar would say, it's a trap. What's a trap? The woe is me bullshit's a trap. The ow, my tushy hurts baby shit. It's quicksand. It's a tar pit. That's actually a good one, a tar pit. Since we've all felt sorry for ourselves at one time or another, even right now, since we've all shook our hand at the sky thinking, why me? I know many of you will relate to this. Ever feel like you're stuck underwater? Not water, but maybe in a dark, black, viscous, tarry substance, say a tar pit? You fall in. You're trying as hard as you can to swim to the surface, but you can't. You try to take a breath, but there's nothing. It's like you're choking, and the harder you try, the harder you reach, the more you try to swim to the surface, the more you're sucked down, deeper and deeper, slowly suffocating into entropy. This isn't too far-fetched for many of our lives, is it? Does it sound familiar? I mean, to some people it does. To many people it does. Unfortunately, this hits home for many people. But the truth is that there is no spoon. Take control, grab the steering wheel, and get the semi-truck back on track before it flips the fuck over, bursts open, and it's raining fleshlights on the underpass below. And yes, in my imagination, the semi-truck in question was full of fleshlights, and it doesn't matter why. I want to do something a little different for the second half of this show, by the way. With the way this is going, it sounds like I'm going to get into all of the little things that someone would need to change about themselves to get ahead. And I mean, that could be a part of it, but I think people can find that information anywhere. And yeah, that would just be a rehashing of the same old bullshit everyone else has done again and again. So I think we're going to take the harder road. I talked about some economics earlier and some other things. We went into a little bit about credit scores and the systems in place. I talked a little bit about the cogs in the machines. That's us. That's a common thing people have said, but nobody ever breaks down the specifics of how certain things are developed and what needs to happen with ourselves to get past how we were raised, as many of us were set up for failure from day one, unintentionally, of course. But for the second half of the show, we're going to put some stink on the end of this bat, and we're going to knock it the fuck out of the park. We're going to build some new mental connections from our old broken ones, and this is going to be our new, more talky, less breaky format with a little self-promotion in the middle. So please let me know what you think, guys, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to the American Reveille podcast with James Lane, and we'll be right back.
The American Reveille podcast with James Lane would like to take a moment to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to tune into the show. It's because of great fans like you that we strive to deliver the best quality content one can create as fast as one can fling the pen. With that being said, a good little boy never misses his opportunity to sell himself, and though James would never ask you for your money, he would like to let you know that if you absolutely love this podcast, the writing, the art, its production, anything, please do us the personal favor of liking, sharing, tweeting, texting, and talking about this podcast. James Lane is a father, a husband, a U.S. Navy veteran, and is personally committed to the success of the American Reveille podcast. Please email James Lane directly at podcast@AmericanReveille.com, or please visit our website at www.AmericanReveille.com. Now, let's get back to the show.
Howdy, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is the American Reveille podcast, and we are going to talk about the mind. I don't know why I just did that accent, but we are about to go deep into the recesses of the human brain, past the clown nightmares, past the cheating dreams, past the dirty wet dreams, all the way down to the very fairy dust that's sprinkled all over our own subconscious idea of who and what the fuck we think we're supposed to be, and more importantly, what we're limited to. This is where we must plan our mission of demolition. This is where we send the Bizarro Bomb Squad, the BBS. They aren't here to disarm anything. They're here to blow this shit the fuck up. They're here to give you a clean slate and sort out all the garbage crammed into your subconscious. You know that thing that gets done to computers when shit gets all fucked up in the hard drive, the disk defragmenter? That's what we're doing. We're defragmenting your brain. It's the best we can do until we can replace it with a fucking solid state drive. And by the way, I give you permission to use BBS as big, bald, and sexy when you're referring to me, by the way. Just kidding. It's not mandatory, but it's more than welcome. Anyway, somewhere down there in the muck of your unconscious mind, there's an entire rigmarole of shit just thrown together, which is based upon your upbringing, external experiences, your genetics. This is a mess of shit, and all of us, even the most perfect seeming of people, have to wade through this crap to put together their own working framework and formulas. This is where most people are missing the big picture. We're told to accept ourselves for who we are, and if I accepted myself for who I was and who I am, and who I was supposed to be, I'd never win and would have won many of the great battles that I'd fought internally, and I'd be probably doing meth somewhere under a bridge if I'd accepted my programming. So I don't believe in that. In fact, fuck that. If you don't know about the stuff earlier in the episode of this show, I go into a ton of detail about child abuse and my story. No need to rehash it here. Just go back and take a listen, folks. We do 30-minute episodes. It's not long. So it starts at home. It continues in school. Even if your parents told you that you could be or do anything, even if you were showered with love and affection, did anyone ever tell you how? What do I mean? Close your eyes. Imagine not having to answer to a boss at a dead-end job, or achieving financial freedom and traveling the globe with your family. Did your parents know how to do this? Did they teach you how to do this? And I'm not telling you that I'm going to teach you how to do this either, because getting to that's different for everyone. Everyone has a different idea of what they want to do, and that only includes everyone who knows what they actually are after. Most people have no idea what they want to do or where they want to end up. Just as we talked about in the first few episodes of this show, the first step to success is actually defining where we are trying to end up so we can start plotting our pathway to get there. You know why? Because the entire world around us is set up to condition us for the machine, to make us comfortable cogs reaching that pre-decided and predestined level of competence and success and staying there forever, complacent only to recognize the immense, deep, painful regret once it's too late. You're too old to do anything. You're lying in bed with tears in your eyes, wishing you could have gone back and taken that chance you passed up on because it was fucking safer to conform, to stay at baseline, to stay within the bounds of your conditioning. At one of the companies I worked for, there was a guy. Let's call him Barry. Barry was an amazing person. Barry did great things for everybody. He did great things for the company. He was liked for many years. He was with the company since 1961, still making his small hourly wage. Have you done the math yet? That's 59 years. That's his entire life after high school. He gave everything to the company. He lost his friends over the years. He lost family over the years. He never ended up retiring because his empty home was so depressing. And last year, he got his wish. He was found dead at work, 79 years old, no family, no friends, just his low-paying job and a life of regret. This is your future, if you're lucky. This is your future when you don't do a fucking thing to take control over your life. I'm advocating facts, uncensored facts, and this is a fact, a dirty, nasty fact that no one ever likes to hear. Hit snooze enough on that alarm clock. Fuck off enough in school. Go ahead, fuck off in life. Let others steer for you and watch what happens over the years as you slowly lose the ability to control anything around you. You know that 50-year-old whose world is burning down every time one tiny little thing happens? That's your future if you don't at least program the fucking GPS and glance at it once in a while. You have to recognize that if you want to find your own path to success, you will have to go against much of what we are taught and told. You will have people around you that you love and respect tell you you're crazy. It will be your choice to follow a normal path, as they call it, or to forge your own path. Most people do what they're told and fall in line. Some people try to take a shot at living life, fail a few times and give up. And then just a couple, keep failing and keep going and eventually break through the ceiling. And if you could imagine that great eagle flying down, snatching you up, never to be seen again into the Golden Palace. I'm just kidding. Look, very few of us know any truly successful people. And let's take a moment to define success. And I'm actually going to give you two definitions. This one's straight from fucking Webster himself, okay? Success, a degree or measure of succeeding, a favorable or desired outcome, the attainment of wealth, favor, or eminence, one that succeeds. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't fucking help me at all. No wonder people don't know where to look or what to fucking ask. I know I didn't. Please, if you would allow me to define success for you, and let's put some spit on this one so it slides in easier. All right. Success doesn't have to be measured financially as long as your bills are covered and there's some fucking cash left over. My definition of success is finding a way through sheer will, grit, and determination, finding a way to do what fills you with purpose, whatever that may be, being able to make money doing something you love while attaining the perfect work-life balance. And again, I'm not here to sell you some magic shit to do this. There's no pitch coming. I know you're waiting for it, but there isn't one. There's no course I'm selling. There's no bullshit. Just listen to the podcasts, all right? It's all here for you. I am going to tell you the truth about something, and you might think I'm crazy, but the process of reaching success from shit humbles you so much that by the time you get somewhere, after years and years of breaking yourself against life, against the anvil, you just don't want or see the things, the stuff you wanted to buy when you were dreaming of success. It's just not the same anymore. You just don't see it the same. By the time you get there, there's so many people that depend on you that a large portion of the pleasure and satisfaction you find and experience comes from actually helping others succeed, which ends up feeling better than any toy you could have bought. Watching your children eat good food and wear nice clothes while setting up their future is so much more fucking important than any watch, any car, any pair of jeans or shoes, any piece of ass that you may fantasize about in your youth. We talk heavily about having to have something to die for, something that drives your passion and obsession that makes you never quit in the face of anything. Do you have kids? Close your eyes and imagine looking at your children, telling them you're sorry. You're sorry you failed them. You're sorry you failed them because you thought you had no choice but to work yourself into a corner while allowing a broken school system to raise them. Tell them you'd rather sit on the couch and watch Netflix than secure their future before it's too late. Tell them what your parents told you when you grow up. Tell them that real life sucks and eat a fucking cookie. Curse them. Go ahead. If they're lucky, they'll spend decades breaking that curse so that they can finally start trying after everyone else has already passed them by. Trust me, it's really fucking lonely. It's a really fucking lonely road, and you don't find that many people on the same path from nothing to greatness. The 1,000 times I've cried myself to sleep, the 1,000 drives to work crying in the car, wanting to quit, or lying on the floor alone watching the ceiling popcorn make shapes and patterns and fucking wanting to just give up. My 1,000 deaths. Eventually, I had love and support and helping hands, but please make no mistake. 80% of my own path to change and success was on my own shoulders, while even my own mom thought I was losing my fucking mind. If you push forward with your dreams and your passions and prove people wrong through consistency in what you do and mastery in your craft of choice through repetition, not through pure gifts and genetics, but from fucking hard ass work and repetition, eventually those people will come around. And all kinds of new people will start flocking to you and support you and your righteous causes to change your life and your family's future. All the loneliness, the emptiness, the darkness will slip away like that black tree from Fern Gully or the dead planet from The Fifth Element. There's no spoon, okay? You have the ability to choose your own path by defying the status quo, by saying fuck you to whatever bad lessons we're taught through our broken school systems and bad or inept parenting and flip them into a positive. I chose to do this entire section on conditioning and not on things you should change because everybody and their mama tells you things you need to change. They tell you what's wrong with you. They criticize you, but they aren't inside of you. And if you look closely, most of the people that criticize or offer bad advice and guidance never made it far past the street or road or whatever type of fucking pavement you're on at this moment, all right? You need to look at what that person has accomplished and take their advice, keeping that in mind while paying closer attention to their failures, as there's lessons to be found in the failure. We're told to get a job, pay our taxes, go to school, get a degree, don't get a degree, get a trade, don't get a trade, start a business, don't start a business. You're not smart enough to start a business, so go to school. No money for school, fuck. Find a job that pays for school. No time for school, working too much, fuck. Had some kids, can't go anywhere now. Oh God, fuck. If I don't work, the kids won't eat. Work even harder at said job, slowly forgetting your hopes and dreams, setting up your own children to follow right in your footsteps instead of fixing it here and now, ending it here and now. Fuck, what do I do? Oh my fucking God, I made too many mistakes in my life, guys. And I've paid dearly. I've lost so much more than you know. The person I may have been once upon a time is dead, but I still live with the memories of everything I've ever done that hurt other people. I live with the pain of knowing that through many of my unintentional actions, that still doesn't justify anything, as I'm the one responsible for my actions. I've paid dearly for my mistakes, guys. And the point that I'm trying to make is that I'm trying to save you from paying the same price. Look, why buy a new phone for $1,499 when you can trade in the old one, activate a new line, and get a deal for $500? Learn from me, guys. These are damn Cheddar Bay biscuits of life knowledge. Do you know how good those fucking biscuits are, Red Lobster, guys? Yes. Oh, yes, we're going here. Red Lobster, you sit down at the table and the waiter or waitress brings over a hot, steaming, covered tray and you smell these buttery, cheesy, 1,000 calories a biscuit, ass-fattening, delicious, buttery. You uncover the tray, folding a piece of cloth to one side as steam rushes from underneath, showering your face with the smell of perfection. One biscuit is never enough, folks. The advice I gave you in this episode, it's comparable to an entire fucking aircraft carrier full of Cheddar Bay biscuits, guys. You won't be disappointed. Through the growth and change you'll experience, it'll be painful. Yeah, it always is. It won't be any more painful than your experience in the bathroom after eating an entire platter of Cheddar Bay biscuits in real life. Look, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time, all right, guys? You need to absorb this, all right? This is important stuff. I really, really, really am here. I'm on your side, all right? I'm with you. I've been there. Hit me up on Instagram, American_Reveille, Twitter, @AmericanReveille, all right? Facebook, LinkedIn, I'm on there. Search me, YouTube. I have all kinds of goodies coming up on YouTube. Everybody, we have a chance to build a great community and help millions of people as we go on. So please talk about this podcast, like it, follow it, share the material, hit me up with your feedback, all right? We want to keep compromising together so we can come up with the greatest show on earth, all right? Please remember that if you're doing what you love, surrounded by the people you love, and you're happy, you're doing it for everyone that depends on you, and you have purpose, even if your bills are just covered, you're as successful already as you'll ever be. Just find consistency, serenity, and purpose in the work, and the rest will come. Until next time, folks, keep that discipline lubed up and your vision clear. I'm James Lane. This was the American Reveille Podcast, and I'm clocking the fuck out. And as this is May 25th, Memorial Day, we honor our fallen brothers and sisters that never made it home. Rest in peace.
Count the ones who ball with me, down to fall with me, down to put it on the line when lose or draw with me. Those my brothers, different mothers, part of par with me. Got the body to my clock, she break the law with me. Call my phone.